Hi, thank you for joining me. Today's date is December 4th, 2018, and it's 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's Tuesday. Let's get going, shall we? So we're going to do the screen share and open it up so you can see what I'm talking about. I have some excellent things to let you know about. As you can see, this is New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and it's a daily time chart. I'll explain the reason why I'm in daily. My entry price has changed. So it is currently at 0.69586. My stop loss is at 0.63586, and my take profit is at 0.75586. And I want to show you where the stop loss and take profit is sitting at. 6,000 pips or $60, and that's negative. That's the most I will ever lose on this trade, because once I hit it, I am removed from the trade. Or going to the profit is 6,000 pips or $60 profit. And just recently, I went from $998 to $1,007.35. So I have been in profit. I have changed. That's why my entry price, stop loss, and take profit are different now, because I hit some profit and I readjusted it as I go on. Now, I've been asked many, many times, where do you get your signals? My signals come from 5 areas. It comes from Stevenson Lindor and Orrin Wright, who are educators through IML TV, and they will teach from beginner, never seen ever anyway how to do it, to advanced. And also a great place to start is with Christopher Terry. And Christopher Terry is our CEO of iMarkets Live, and he has over 25 years of trading experience. Because he's been in the market for so long, and because he is very successful at it, I think that's good enough reason to keep an eye open on what he's saying and what he's talking about. My 4th area is Tracy Walker, who goes through summits as well as webinars, teaching the basics from figuring out where your entry prices are, or marking up your charts, or doing any indicators, how to get in a trade, how to get out of a trade and when, as well as learning all the necessary skills to succeed at trading. And my last place is iMarkets Live, but it's Swipe Trades. And it's an app that goes on your smartphone. So you can trade from anywhere you have access to Wi-Fi on your smartphone. You don't have to be glued to a computer screen or a laptop or a tablet. You can go anywhere you can get internet. All 5 of these areas, to have access to them, you need to become a part of iMarkets Live as a customer, because we are all customers. But the customer part of it isn't what you might think. It's an education that teaches you a skill that once you learn it, it will pay you for life. And believe me, it definitely works. When I started this trade back in June 25th, I had $280 in my balance. Not too bad, but not the best. And since June to current 6 months, I have increased my balance over $1,000. But don't get me wrong, all of it is not from trading. I have actually added from what I had from other accounts so that my balance would be high enough so my margin level will be over the 4,000 percentage mark. It's just my comfort zone. Many people will say, well, why can't I go smaller on my percentage? And my answer would be, you can, but I wouldn't go below 500%, because once you do, the chances of the broker kicking you out and absorbing your account is extremely high, because they don't want to lose. They'll let you lose, but they don't want to. And you will notice a difference. So my comfort level is not 500. The lowest I wish to go is around 2,000, but I love over 4,000. Now, pay attention to this. Where this trade is sitting, we are currently a negative $2.40, and I'm not worried about it at all, because don't forget, I can go up as high as $60. So it's not that big of a deal. 60 bucks from 1,000 is not bad at all. I'm not going to say that you can do this, because what you need is the skills, the education, as well as the experience. A brand new trader, without knowing the skills, the indicators, marking up your chart, is extremely risky, and you trade at your own risk. My profits that I've gotten does not guarantee any future profits or anyone else's. We get what we put into it. So the more skill you have, the more education you have, and once you use it properly, you can succeed. You can definitely succeed, but there is no guarantee. Now, the reason I go in when I do my trades at a lot size of 0.01 is to keep my risk factor to my profit 1-to-1 ratio. That way, if there's drawbacks or breakthroughs through support or resistance, it doesn't hurt me as much. The risk is very minimal, and I can ride it as long as needed. Part of being in trading, there's 3 things you absolutely have to have. 1, the education, obviously. Patience. Actually, there's 4. Patience, continual. No emotion would be 3. And consistency. Don't give up. There's always a rebound. There's always a switch, because the market's always changing. That's why we need the education and the skills, because education and skills with Forex is necessary. So I consider myself always a student. There's always something new that I need to learn. Now, I've been asked why I stay in the day time chart when I'm trading. Well, when you trade right, but you look left. And the way to find out where your trade's going to go is you put your cursor where it's currently at, and you move it left to where the same kind of pattern is available. And it's right here. As you can see, it came up and it continued, but it retests. If you don't have a retest, you don't enter a trade. Follow the trend of the trade. It will always tell you what you can be seeing, what you could be looking forward to. That's why I say you trade right, but you look left. Being in a day time chart, it shows me clear back to March 17th of 2014. So that gives me a good amount of time to actually see what the trade and the trend of this trade is doing. So I can have what is called a naked chart. No indicators, no marking up the chart, no concern, and my risk factor is minimal. The reason I have no indicators or any markup chart is basically due to my health issues. Having seizures while I sleep, losing my memory. It is overwhelming having to remark up the charts every single day, as well as learning how to trade and the indicators and everything that goes with it every single day. It can be extremely overwhelming. So I found a way to trade on a naked chart. Being in the daytime chart or above is how I can do that. Now, I've been asked why I don't go into smaller time charts. Well, let me show you. In a minute time chart, what's going on? Not much of anything, right? That's why you don't trade. I don't trade in the minute time chart. The 5-minute time chart, there's a little movement, but it's still not going to do much for me. And there's still not enough information. It's not a clear picture. Going in the 15-minute time chart, there's been some movement, yes. And that's where I caught my profit. That's where I caught my pips that I got of around 800 pips. It's not too bad, not too shabby, if not 9. See, it doesn't take long to figure it out what you're doing. The 30-minute time chart, yeah, people have traded in the smaller time charts, but they also have the skills, the know-how, as well as a marked up chart. So it's fine if you want to trade there, and if it's your comfort zone, go for it. It's just not where mine is with a naked chart. Going into the hour time chart, many people trade here. There's nothing wrong with this. And it's doable. It's just not where I like to be, because it only goes back to September of 2018. Not a lot of time there. Then in the 4-hour time chart, it's very, very doable on a naked time chart. It's definitely doable with a marked up time chart, with the indicators and the trends and all that you would get when you were marking up a chart. But then I realized with the naked time chart, it only goes back to January 5th of 2018 of this year. And I don't see that as a very clear picture of this trade. That's why I go into the daytime chart. And in the daytime chart, I can actually see what I can be doing, what I can be getting. And I can see the head and shoulders. I can see the 3 times testing and retesting, the breakthrough from the support and resistance. The inverted head and shoulders. It is right there. I can see it just by looking at the chart. That's why I like being in the daytime chart. Now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to stop my screen share and see if there are any questions. Welcome back. Yeah, I know I gave a lot of information. Now, that's one reason I'm not having to worry. I can set my trade and walk away and have a life. I don't have to stare at the screen 24/7. I'm sorry, 24/5, because the market opens from Sunday 5 p.m. Eastern to Friday 5 p.m. Eastern. So there's 48 hours there that they're not open. And there's nothing wrong with that. It gives you a little bit of a break. Going once, going twice, and gone. Thank you for joining me once again, and you have a fantastic remainder of your day or night, depending on where you are in the world, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.